Chosen one, listen closely, for the words you are about to hear are not for the casual observer or the spiritually indifferent. This is not a message for those who drift through life, untouched by the whispers of the divine, but for those whose hearts have been stirred by a quiet yet undeniable calling. If you're still here, it is because you have been divinely drawn to this moment. Heaven has led you here, and this message, like a seed, is ready to be planted deeply in your spirit, transforming your life if you choose to receive it. From the very beginning, your life has been marked by something greater than the ordinary flow of time. You have always known, even in the quietest moments, that you were never meant to simply blend in. While the world moved in predictable rhythms, your heart beat to a different drum, one that echoed with the whispers of something grander. This divine pull, the one that tugs at your soul when you feel most alone, has guided you through storms and seasons of uncertainty. Perhaps you've questioned it, wondered if you were too much, too different, or too burdened. But the truth is, this is your time. If these words resonate within you, if you feel the stirring of your spirit, I invite you to declare your agreement. This message is prophetic. It's not simply a collection of words. It's an awakening, a spiritual awakening that will call you higher. It will challenge your understanding, test your resolve, and shift the very course of your existence. For those who are chosen, the path is not always easy, but it is always meaningful. You are not here by coincidence, nor are you merely a passenger on a journey that you cannot control. You were selected. Your life was etched into the divine plan before you even understood what that meant. You have been equipped with spiritual tools that, once activated, will empower you to rise above your circumstances, transform your struggles, and walk in a divine calling that cannot be denied. The purpose of this message is simple yet profound: to open your eyes to the truth of who you are, to reveal the strength, the resilience, and the divine assignment that lies within you. This is not just about surviving, it's about thriving in the fullness of your calling. This message will confront the lies you have believed about yourself, the fears that have held you captive, and the doubt that has stunted your growth. It will unveil the depth of your purpose, the power of your anointing, and the unstoppable nature of your destiny. It's time to embrace the mantle that God has placed on your life, to step forward with courage, and to trust that the battles you faced were not in vain. They were part of your preparation. So, chosen one, if you feel the weight of this message in your heart, if you recognize the sacred truth that is unfolding before you, then know this: you are about to enter a new chapter, one that will not only change your life, but the lives of those around you. The prophecy over your life is real, and from this moment on, you are stepping into its fulfillment. The strongest chosen ones are not easily identified by their outward appearance, nor by the titles they wear or the recognition they receive. In a world obsessed with outward success and visible spirituality, true strength often remains hidden, seen only by those who know how to look beneath the surface. While many seek to flaunt their faith in loud declarations or public displays, the strongest among them are rarely the loudest voices in the room. Instead, they are the ones who observe, who listen, who feel deeply the pulse of what lies beneath the surface of the world around them. Their strength is not in posturing or appearance, but in their quiet resilience, forged in the crucible of trials. You see, the strongest chosen ones are not those who have had an easy path, but rather those who have been shaped by fire. They are the ones whose spirits have been tempered in the heat of adversity, whose faith has been stretched and molded in ways that few could ever understand. Their journey has not been one of comfort and ease, but one of constant struggle and overcoming. Every challenge they have faced, every battle they have fought, has contributed to the strength they carry now. They were not born with strength. They became strong through fire, through the refining of their souls, the breaking of their pride, the purging of their self-reliance. It's easy to confuse spirituality with outward success. Many in the world believe that spirituality is about being seen, about wearing the right labels, attending the right services, or being involved in the right groups. But the strongest chosen ones do not need to be seen by the world. They are seen by heaven. They are the ones who have learned the power of stillness, of silence, of waiting. They are the ones who know the value of humility and who understand that true strength lies not in being loud, but in being steadfast, unwavering, and true to the calling they have been given. These are the individuals who, when others would give up, keep pressing forward. When others would bend under the weight of their circumstances, they stand tall, not in their own strength, but in the strength that comes from God alone. They don't need validation from others because they are anchored in their identity as children of God. They know that they are called to something higher, something greater, something beyond the fleeting approval of the world. Spiritual strength does not look like the world's version of success. It doesn't always come with wealth, fame, or recognition. In fact, the strongest chosen ones often walk in the shadows, unnoticed by many, misunderstood by those around them. But in the unseen, in the quiet spaces of their lives, they are being equipped for something far more significant. They are being prepared for an assignment that will require all their strength, all their faith, and all their obedience. One of the first signs of the strongest chosen ones is their spiritual sensitivity. From an early age, they knew they were different. They didn't quite fit in with the world around them, and though they tried to conform, they always felt like something was missing. While others seemed content to follow the crowd, they were acutely aware that they were not meant to follow the crowd. They were meant to lead, meant to change the course of history. They may not have understood this at first, but deep within, they carried the sense that their life was not meant to be ordinary. They felt an invisible weight, a responsibility that others did not understand. They may have been called too sensitive, too deep, or too serious, but what others perceived as weakness was actually a heightened spiritual awareness, a gift from God that would serve them in ways they could not yet comprehend. Their sensitivity goes beyond emotions. It is a deep knowing, a discernment that allows them to see things others miss, to hear things that go unspoken, to feel things that remain hidden. They can walk into a room and immediately sense the spiritual atmosphere. They can feel the weight of brokenness, the tension in relationships, the underlying currents that others cannot detect. It's as though they carry an internal radar that tunes into the unseen world. This is the gift of discernment, a precious gift that allows them to navigate life with a wisdom beyond their years, beyond their experience, beyond their education. They can see through facades, recognizing motives, sensing truth, even when it's veiled in lies. It is this gift of discernment that will lead them, guide them, and protect them as they walk the difficult path set before them. But with this gift comes a price. The stronger the calling, the greater the opposition. And this opposition often begins with rejection. The strongest chosen ones are familiar with rejection, with being misunderstood, with walking a path that others simply cannot understand. They have been cast aside, overlooked, and at times, even scorned. People they loved deeply turned cold. Relationships they thought were solid fell apart, and they found themselves isolated, sometimes even from those who should have understood them the most. But this rejection was not a curse, it was a divine filter. God used it to protect them, to separate them from the wrong voices, the wrong influences, and the wrong environments. It was not because they were unworthy, but because they were too valuable to be swayed by the wrong people, to be influenced by the wrong opinions. In the quiet of their isolation, the strongest chosen ones were being prepared. While others enjoyed the comfort of conformity, they were being refined, tested, and built up for the greater purpose that lay ahead. They were learning to trust in God alone, to rely on His voice and His direction above all else. The loneliness they experienced was not punishment, it was divine training. God used their separation to teach them how to hear Him clearly, how to rely on Him as their only source of strength and guidance. In those moments, when no one answered their calls, when no one understood their tears, heaven was drawing them closer, teaching them the value of solitude, the importance of being alone with God. The strongest chosen ones know that their journey is different, And though it's been filled with struggles and setbacks, they also know that they are being prepared for something great. Their trials, their battles, their experiences of rejection and isolation have all played a part in shaping them into the people they are today. They are not victims of their circumstances, they are victors. Forged in the fire of life's challenges, they stand tall because they know who they are and whose they are. They have been prepared for something greater, something that requires a depth of strength, courage, and faith that only they possess. So, if you are one of the strongest chosen, know this: your sensitivity, your discernment, your experience of rejection, they are not weaknesses. They are signs that you have been called, equipped, and chosen for a divine purpose. The path has not been easy, but it has shaped you into someone who is ready for the greater battles that lie ahead. Your identity is not defined by the world's standards. It is defined by the calling of God on your life. And that calling is greater than anything you have yet to comprehend. The strongest chosen ones are not the ones who have been praised or celebrated by the world. They are the ones who have been tested, tried, and proven in the fire. And now, they are ready to fulfill the mission they were born for. There is a path walked only by the strongest chosen, and it is not a path of comfort or ease. It is a road often marked by rejection, by loneliness, by experiences that seem to isolate and separate them from the world around them. Yet, what the world may view as hardship, heaven sees as divine preparation. What others may label as punishment or failure, God calls refining, purifying, and strengthening. The strongest chosen ones are not the ones who have lived lives free from suffering. Quite the opposite. They are the ones who have walked through the most intense seasons of isolation, facing the sting of rejection, the pain of misunderstanding, and the weight of loneliness, only to emerge stronger, clearer, and more aligned with the divine purpose for their lives. At some point, you may have found yourself wondering why it seemed as though others around you thrived while you struggled. You watched as people you loved, people you trusted, turned away, and as opportunities that seemed to hold so much promise slipped through your fingers. At times, the rejection felt like an overwhelming burden, too much for one soul to bear. But in those moments, heaven was working. While the world saw your life falling apart, God was separating you. He was pulling you away from voices that could not understand your calling, from relationships that would distract you from your purpose, and from paths that would have kept you stuck in mediocrity. Rejection, misunderstood experiences, and isolation were never meant to destroy you. They were meant to refine you, to shape you, to teach you how to depend solely on God. In the silence of these seasons, when you felt as though no one understood your struggles, God was teaching you the most important lesson of all: how to walk with Him. He used the solitude, the moments when you were left to face your deepest fears and insecurities, to teach you that He alone is enough. The isolation you felt was not a punishment, it was an invitation to deeper intimacy with God. When no one else was around, He was the one who remained, the one who would never leave you or forsake you. It was in these hidden places, away from the eyes of the world, that God was molding you, preparing you for the mission ahead. Every tear you shed in loneliness, every moment you felt abandoned, was a moment where God was drawing you closer to Himself, teaching you to trust Him when all else failed. As the strongest chosen ones step forward into their calling, they find that their battles are far from over. In fact, many times, their greatest challenges come after they begin to understand their divine purpose. Spiritual warfare becomes a constant companion, as the enemy, knowing the potential within them, seeks to break them before they can fulfill their mission. These battles are not coincidental. They are purposeful, a proof of the divine calling on their lives. The enemy does not waste his energy attacking those who are not a threat to his kingdom. But the strongest chosen ones, they are marked as threats from the very beginning, and so they face attacks that seek to wear them down, to discourage them, and to cause them to question the power and calling they carry. But what the enemy fails to understand is that every battle, every attack, every struggle is actually a sharpening of the spirit. The strongest chosen ones are not the ones who have never been tested. They are the ones who have faced the fiercest storms and survived. They have been through the fire, the flood, and the famine, and they are still standing. Their strength is not born from the absence of adversity, but from their ability to rise each time they are knocked down. Where others would crumble, they find the strength to get back up again. This is the proof of their divine potential. Strength is not proven in times of ease, but in the moments when everything seems to fall apart, and yet they rise again, unbroken, determined, and focused on their calling. These battles, both spiritual and physical, are the proving grounds for the strongest chosen ones. They may feel as though they are being torn apart by the struggles they face, but in truth, they are being prepared to carry the weight of the mantle that has been placed on their lives. The refining process is not comfortable. It is not easy. It strips away what is not needed, leaving only what is pure and strong. The trials that the strongest chosen face are not random. They are a necessary part of the process. These battles are shaping them, forming them, and preparing them for the greater assignments that lie ahead. Each trial they face is like a chisel, shaping them into the instrument God will use to bring about His will on earth. The strongest chosen ones often carry burdens that others cannot understand. Their lives have been marked by struggles that seem too heavy for anyone to bear. But these struggles are not meaningless. They are a divine training ground. The enemy may have intended to destroy them, but what he did not realize is that every attack only serves to strengthen them. Every time they rise, every time they endure, they grow stronger. They become more resilient, more attuned to the voice of God, and more determined to fulfill their mission. They are not defeated by the battles they face, they are made stronger by them. Their strength is not in their ability to avoid battle, but in their ability to stand firm, unshaken, no matter how fierce the storm may be. If you are one of the strongest chosen, know this: the battles you face are not signs of weakness. They are proof of your divine calling. You have been chosen for a purpose greater than you could ever imagine, and the struggles you face are part of the preparation for that purpose. The enemy wants you to believe that you are alone, that you are unworthy, that you will never make it. But God is using these battles to refine you, to prepare you, and to make you stronger. Every time you rise, you show the world that God's hand is upon your life. Every time you stand firm, you testify to the power of the Spirit within you. Your battles are not in vain. They are the crucible in which your divine potential is being forged. You are not just surviving, you are being transformed. And as you rise from each battle, you become more equipped, more empowered, and more ready to walk into the calling that God has set before you. The strongest chosen ones carry a gift that is both a blessing and a burden. They possess a heightened sensitivity to the unseen world, a sixth sense that attunes them to realms beyond the physical. It's a gift that often sets them apart, creating a sense of isolation, for they feel things others cannot. Their awareness of the spiritual realm is sharper, more acute, and it often leaves them unsettled in environments where others are numb or oblivious. They are able to discern the presence of forces, both light and dark, long before others can even perceive them. This sensitivity is not something they have chosen. It is woven into the fabric of their being, an intrinsic part of who they are. It pulls them into a deeper reality that, though painful at times, is also part of the divine design for their lives. It is not uncommon for the strongest chosen ones to feel like outsiders, to sense a strange dissonance between themselves and the world they inhabit. They are often born with a deep knowing that they are meant for something greater, something more significant than what their current surroundings or circumstances offer. This awareness can be both a gift and a curse, for it isolates them in ways that others may never understand. They may feel out of place, disconnected, as if they do not fully belong to the world they live in. Their heightened sensitivity means that they feel the weight of brokenness and sin more acutely than others. Where most people are content to live in denial or compromise, the strongest chosen ones cannot find peace in that place. Their consciences are too finely tuned, too attuned to the truth, to live in a world that pretends that everything is fine when it is not. They feel the brokenness in the air, the discord in relationships, the spiritual emptiness in the places that others deem acceptable. Their sensitivity does not allow them to turn a blind eye to the world's imperfections. It pulls them into a deeper understanding of the pain and the need for healing that surrounds them. But this sensitivity, this spiritual awareness, is not a weakness. It is the hallmark of their divine calling. The strongest chosen ones are not made to conform to the world. They are set apart to lead, to change the spiritual atmosphere, and to bring healing to places that have long been neglected. They are the ones who can see what others cannot see, who feel what others cannot feel, and who are called to speak into the brokenness with the authority of one who has walked through the fire and emerged stronger for it. They are the ones who, despite their isolation, despite the weight of their awareness, continue to walk with purpose because they know their sensitivity is the key to their divine assignment. It is the reason they have been chosen, the reason they were born into this time and place. But it's not just awareness that marks the strongest chosen ones, it's also the weight of compassion they carry. For despite the battles they face, despite the betrayals, the disappointments, and the wounds they have endured, they are still called to love. They are called to heal, to comfort, and to walk alongside others in their pain. Compassion is their calling. It is a gift that flows from the depths of their being, and it is both their strength and their vulnerability. They are not hardened by their struggles. They are softened by them. Every battle they have fought, every wound they have received, has increased their capacity for empathy, for love, for healing. They understand pain because they have known it intimately. They can speak to the brokenhearted because they have been broken themselves and have been made whole again by the grace of God. The strongest chosen ones are not simply called to love in the easy moments. They are called to love in the hardest ones. They are called to love those who have betrayed them, those who have rejected them, and those who have misunderstood them. This is not a love that is conditioned on others' behavior. It is a love that flows from the very heart of God, a love that refuses to be silenced by pain or discouragement. It is a love that forgives, a love that heals, and a love that transforms. Their compassion is not a passive feeling. It is an active force, a powerful weapon in their spiritual arsenal. It draws others to them, often in their most desperate moments, because people can sense the Spirit of God resting upon them. There is something about the strongest chosen ones that makes others feel safe, that makes others feel seen and heard. They carry the presence of God, and it is that presence that draws people in, that comforts them, that heals them. It is this gift of compassion that allows the strongest chosen ones to bring healing where others would bring judgment, to offer peace where others would bring chaos. They are often the ones people turn to when they are at their lowest, when they are broken and searching for answers. And even though they carry their own wounds, they never shrink from offering comfort to others. In fact, it is often through their own struggles that they are able to empathize with others in a way that brings real healing. They know what it is like to walk through darkness, and because of that, they have the ability to walk with others through their darkness as well. Their compassion is not born from a place of weakness, but from a place of divine strength, a strength that can only come from a life that has been tested and refined. And yet, even with their deep compassion, the strongest chosen ones are not immune to the weariness that comes with this calling. They are not immune to the emotional toll of constantly giving, of constantly loving, of constantly carrying the burdens of others. There are moments when they feel exhausted, when they question whether they can keep going, whether they can continue to pour out love when they themselves feel drained. But even in those moments, they continue to stand, because they know that the love they carry is not their own. It is the love of God, poured out into their hearts to be shared with the world. They are simply vessels, chosen to carry this love. And though the journey may be difficult, they press on because they know that what they carry is not for them alone. It is for the healing of others. The strongest chosen ones are not called to live selfish lives, consumed with their own desires and needs. They are called to give, to serve, to love, and to heal. They are not called to hoard their gifts, but to share them freely, to pour themselves out as an offering. This is their divine purpose. And though it is not always easy, though it comes with its own sacrifices and challenges, they continue to walk in their calling, knowing that every step they take, every act of love they offer, brings them closer to the fulfillment of the divine purpose for their lives. They are not just survivors of their battles. They are overcomers, chosen to bring light into the darkest corners of the world. And their strength, their compassion, and their love will change the course of history. To carry a mantle is not simply to wear a title. It is to bear a weight that cannot be comprehended by the casual observer. It is a divine responsibility, placed upon those chosen by God, that transcends the superficial. The mantle is not something that can be taken off at will, nor is it a role that one can easily walk away from. It is woven into the very fabric of one's life, a calling that calls forth the highest in them, shaping their decisions, their actions, and their very essence. It is not a symbol of status, but of service. It is not a mark of recognition, but of divine accountability. To wear a mantle is to step into a life that will never again be ordinary. A life that will be marked by a profound sense of purpose, divine alignment, and spiritual authority. For the strongest chosen ones, the mantle is a constant reminder of the weight they carry, the weight of their calling, their purpose, and the people whose lives they are meant to touch. It is an invisible yet tangible burden that guides their every move, shaping their thoughts, their actions, and their relationships. The mantle calls them to higher standards, to greater sacrifice, and to deeper obedience. It doesn't matter what the world says or sees. The mantle does not bend to human expectations. It does not yield to the standards of success that society imposes. It is divine, not earthly, and those who wear it are expected to live by a different set of rules, not one based on worldly gain or approval, but one grounded in the eternal purposes of God. The mantle's impact on the chosen ones' lives is far-reaching. It reshapes their character, molds them into who they are meant to become, and steers their decisions in ways that others may not fully understand. When you carry a mantle, your choices no longer reflect just your personal desires or preferences. They are shaped by something much larger, by a divine calling that cannot be ignored. Every step you take is a step under the weight of that mantle, and every decision you make is made in the light of the greater responsibility you carry. It is not just about what you want. It's about what God wants for you, through you, and for the world around you. The mantle forces you to rise above your own limitations, to go beyond your own comfort zones, and to step into a life of radical obedience to God's calling. This is why the strongest chosen ones are often misunderstood. They are held to a standard that is beyond human comprehension. To those who do not carry a mantle, it may seem as though the strongest chosen ones are being asked to endure more than is fair, that they are being asked to give more than they should. But those who carry the mantle know that this burden is not one of their choosing. It is one that they were born to bear. The weight of the mantle does not crush them. It strengthens them. The higher the calling, the greater the mantle, and the more profound the spiritual responsibility. It is not a burden that is meant to break them, but one that refines them, builds them up, and prepares them to fulfill the divine purpose for which they were created. The strongest chosen ones do not wear their mantle as a badge of honor. It is not a symbol of personal glory, but of God's glory working through them. They wear it humbly, knowing that it is a sacred trust, not a personal achievement. And it is this humility that empowers them to walk in the authority that the mantle brings. For the mantle does not give them power for personal gain, but power to serve, to lead, and to bring about change in the world. The mantle empowers them to speak truth in a world full of lies, to bring light to darkness, and to offer hope where despair reigns. It gives them the authority to shift atmospheres, to change the course of situations, and to impact lives in ways that no human effort alone could accomplish. The role of the strongest chosen ones in this world is one that goes far beyond what is visible or acknowledged by the eyes of society. Their presence is felt in the unseen, in the spiritual realms, where their influence shifts the very atmosphere around them, even when they are not recognized by the world, even when they are not celebrated or acknowledged. Their impact is undeniable. The strongest chosen ones carry an authority that transcends human recognition. Their spiritual authority is not measured by how many people know their name or how many followers they have. It is measured by their obedience to God's calling, by their willingness to step into the purpose for which they were chosen, and by the ripple effects their lives have on those around them. It is in the quiet moments, in the unseen spaces, where the true power of the mantle is revealed. The strongest chosen ones don't seek applause or validation from the world. They are not driven by fame, fortune, or recognition. They are driven by a higher calling, the calling to walk in obedience to God's voice, to fulfill their mission, and to bring God's kingdom to earth. They understand that true strength is not in visibility or external success, but in spiritual impact. The way they move, the way they speak, the way they carry themselves, all of it is guided by the mantle they wear and the divine purpose they are called to fulfill. Even when no one sees them, their impact is being felt in the unseen realms, where the forces of darkness tremble at their presence. Their authority is not in what they say, but in who they are. Sons and daughters of God, chosen for such a time as this. In every situation, whether in the workplace, in relationships, or in personal struggles, the strongest chosen ones carry the weight of their mantle with grace and humility. Their decisions are not based on personal gain, but on the greater good of God's plan. They are the ones who will speak up for the voiceless, who will stand firm in the face of opposition, and who will remain steadfast even when the world around them crumbles. Their strength lies not in their ability to control the world around them, but in their willingness to submit to God's control over their lives. Their mantle requires them to live differently, to stand apart from the world's norms, and to answer a higher calling that demands obedience, sacrifice, and faithfulness. True strength, for the strongest chosen ones, is not in fame, recognition, or worldly success. It is in their ability to stay true to their calling, to walk in obedience to God's instructions, and to live a life of impact, no matter how small or unseen that impact may seem. They are not defined by the applause of the world, but by their spiritual authority and their commitment to fulfilling the purpose for which they were chosen. The strongest chosen ones may not seek visibility, but their presence shifts situations. They carry an authority that cannot be denied, one that is anchored in their unwavering obedience to God. The mantle they carry is not just for their personal growth. It is for the transformation of the world around them. It is a spiritual weapon, a divine tool, and a powerful force for change. And so, the strongest chosen ones walk in this world with purpose, with authority, and with the knowledge that their lives are not their own. They are vessels for something greater, something eternal, something divine. They are not just living for themselves, they are living for a higher calling. And every decision they make, every action they take, is a step closer to fulfilling the divine purpose for which they were born. In the quiet moments, when no one is watching, when the world does not acknowledge them, their influence is felt. The mantle they carry continues to shape the world, one unseen step at a time. And this is the true power of the strongest chosen ones, not in their fame, not in their recognition, but in the spiritual authority they carry, the lives they impact, and the world they change. The strongest chosen ones are not products of chance, nor are their lives a series of random events strung together. Every part of their journey has been meticulously orchestrated by the Creator. Each struggle they've faced, every season of delay, and every divine interruption has served a purpose, and that purpose is deeply woven into the fabric of God's eternal plan for their lives. What may seem like obstacles, missteps, or moments of confusion are, in reality, the very signs of the prophecy unfolding. From the moment you were born, a divine script was written for you, one that would lead you through trials and triumphs, through moments of darkness and light, always drawing you closer to the fulfillment of a greater calling. If you've ever found yourself questioning the path you're on, wondering why things seem delayed or why life hasn't gone according to your plans, know this: everything has been part of the divine orchestration of your life. The prophecy written over you is not in some distant future. It is unfolding right now. The struggles that once seemed senseless are pieces of the puzzle, and in hindsight, you will see that every moment of unease, every setback, and every difficult season was designed to align you with your greater purpose. The moments of confusion you faced, where you couldn't see the way forward, were not punishments or signs of abandonment. They were preparations. They were the growing pains of the prophecy being activated in your life. What you thought was wasted time or struggle has been the shaping of your destiny, the formation of the very person you were meant to become. When you look back at the obstacles you faced, at the times when life felt chaotic and you couldn't make sense of the path ahead, you begin to see that God was guiding you all along, even in those moments when it felt like you were walking alone. Each moment of confusion, each delay, has been a divine interruption, a shift in the timeline of your life that has positioned you exactly where you need to be. The strongest chosen ones know that their journey is not random, that the trials they've endured are not without meaning. Every moment, every step, every challenge has been part of God's plan to bring them to this point, to this moment, where they are now ready to fulfill the prophetic purpose for which they were born. You may not have understood it at the time, but the struggles you faced were not meant to break you. They were meant to build you, to fortify you, to equip you for the assignment ahead. Every delay you encountered, every door that closed, was not a rejection, but a redirection. God was clearing the way, setting you up for what was to come, preparing you to step into your calling with the strength and wisdom you would need to succeed. The prophecy over your life is not just a wish or a hopeful notion. It is a divine reality that has been unfolding since the beginning of time. Your journey, though fraught with challenges, is an essential part of that divine plan. And every moment, every battle, is a step toward the fulfillment of what God has declared over your life. Now, more than ever, the prophecy is coming alive within you. The dreams, the callings, the desires you've carried in your heart are not mere fantasies. They are glimpses of the divine purpose that is beginning to manifest in the world around you. You are no longer waiting for the prophecy to be fulfilled. It is unfolding right now, in real time, as you walk in alignment with God's will. Every choice you make, every decision you take, is part of the process of aligning yourself with divine timing. There is no coincidence in the path you are on. Every step is a step toward your destiny. You are not behind, nor are you ahead. You are exactly where you need to be, positioned for the next phase of your journey. Understanding divine timing is one of the most critical aspects of walking in alignment with God's plan. The prophecy does not unfold according to human timelines, nor does it always fit into the neat, predictable boxes that we expect. Divine timing is often mysterious, beyond our understanding, but it is always perfect. You may have experienced delays in your life, moments when it felt as though the promises you received were slow in coming. But those delays were not signs of failure, they were divine pauses, moments of preparation, moments when God was setting the stage for something bigger than you could have imagined. The strongest chosen ones understand that divine timing is not something to be rushed. They have learned to trust that the steps they are taking are leading them toward their appointed destination. They have learned the value of patience, of waiting with expectation, knowing that God is working behind the scenes, even when they cannot see it. The key to understanding divine timing is recognizing that you are not in control of it. It is God's perfect timing that will bring you to the right place, at the right moment, and with the right people. Your job is to remain faithful, to trust in His plan, and to stay aligned with His will, even when the road seems uncertain. When you walk in alignment with God, you will begin to see the signs that confirm your mission. These signs are not always loud or obvious, but they are unmistakable for those who are paying attention. The smallest details, the little nudges in your spirit, the synchronicities that seem to guide you, these are all confirmations that you are on the right path. They are whispers from heaven, affirming that you are walking in alignment with your divine purpose. The strongest chosen ones are keenly aware of these signs. They are attuned to the subtle movements of the Holy Spirit, and they know that God speaks in quiet, intimate ways. When you learn to recognize these signs, you will begin to see how each piece of your journey fits together, how every moment of confusion, every delay, has been part of a greater plan. The prophecy is not waiting for some distant future to be fulfilled. It is already in motion. You are living the fulfillment of that prophecy every day as you walk in obedience to God's call. You are not waiting for a future moment when things will magically align. You are living in that moment now. And every step you take brings you closer to the full manifestation of what God has spoken over your life. The choices you make today, the way you walk in obedience to God's voice today, are part of the activation of that prophecy. You are not passive in this process. You are an active participant, partnering with God to bring His will to pass on earth as it is in heaven. So, chosen one, recognize this truth. Every struggle, every moment of unease, and every divine interruption has been a part of the unfolding of the prophecy over your life. You are not waiting for something to happen. You are living in the moment of activation. The prophecy is real, and it is unfolding now. Each day, as you walk in alignment with God's divine timing, you are moving closer to the fulfillment of your purpose. Trust the process, trust the timing, and trust that God has positioned you exactly where you need to be to fulfill the calling on your life. The prophecy is real, and it is happening right now. The life of the strongest chosen ones is not one of coincidence or wandering. It is a life that has been divinely orchestrated, shaped, and set apart for a purpose far greater than anything the world could offer. Every day, every decision, every step taken must be made with intention and awareness, for they are not simply walking through life. They are walking in the fulfillment of a divine mandate. The strongest chosen ones know that they are not here by accident. They were created for this moment, for this mission, and for this purpose. With each breath, with each step, they are carrying out a calling that has been written into their very being since the foundation of time. Living with purpose is not something the strongest chosen ones take lightly. They are not distracted by the trivial pursuits that consume the hearts and minds of those who do not yet understand the depth of their calling. Every aspect of their life must be aligned with their divine assignment. Their relationships, their actions, their very thoughts must be filtered through the lens of God's will. For they know that the smallest misstep could take them off course and delay the fulfillment of their mission. To walk in alignment with God's purpose is to walk in constant discernment, to stay attuned to the voice of the Holy Spirit, and to ensure that every decision is rooted in wisdom that comes from heaven alone. Discernment is one of the strongest tools the chosen ones possess. They are not easily swayed by the opinions of others, nor do they follow the crowd just because it seems like the easy path. Their hearts are set on a higher calling, and they know that in order to fulfill that calling, they must stay rooted in God's truth. This means they must be discerning about the relationships they keep, the environments they allow themselves to be in, and the voices they listen to. The strongest chosen ones are careful about who they allow to speak into their lives, knowing that not every voice is one that carries the wisdom of God. They guard their spiritual space fiercely, protecting their hearts and minds from the negativity, confusion, and distractions that can easily pull them away from their divine purpose. It is in the quiet moments, in the stillness of their hearts, that the strongest chosen ones hear the voice of God most clearly. In a world full of noise and constant distraction, it can be easy to lose sight of the voice that matters most. But the strongest chosen ones know that it is only by focusing on God's voice that they can walk in the fullness of their calling. They spend time in prayer, in worship, and in solitude, tuning their hearts to the frequency of heaven. They know that without God's guidance, they cannot move forward in the power and authority He has given them. Their purpose is not their own. It is God's purpose, and they are simply vessels through which His will is carried out on earth. But it is not enough to simply hear God's voice and understand their purpose. The strongest chosen ones must also take action. It is easy to feel the weight of your calling and yet hesitate to step out in faith, especially when the path ahead seems uncertain. But God does not call His chosen ones to stand still. He calls them to move forward, to take bold steps, and to trust that He will guide them every step of the way. The strongest chosen ones know that they are not walking alone. With each decision, with each move, they are trusting God to lead them, to open doors, and to provide for every need. They understand that their faith is not passive, it is active. Their calling requires them to step out into the unknown, to make decisions with boldness and conviction, and to trust that God will equip them for whatever lies ahead. There is a moment in every chosen one's journey when they must stop doubting and start embracing their true identity. They must stop questioning whether they are enough, whether they are worthy, or whether they are capable of fulfilling the calling that has been placed on their lives. The strongest chosen ones have faced these doubts, these fears, just as anyone else has. But they have learned to silence the voice of insecurity and embrace the truth of who they are in Christ. They are not defined by their past mistakes, their weaknesses, or their limitations. They are defined by the calling of God on their lives, a calling that cannot be revoked, a mission that cannot be undone. The time has come for you to stop second-guessing your purpose. You have been chosen for such a time as this, and it is time to step into your true identity. You are not just someone who stumbles through life, hoping to find meaning. You are a chosen vessel, called by God to walk in the fullness of your divine purpose. The world needs what you carry. Your mission is not just a nice idea or a far-off dream. It is the very reason you were born, and it is time for you to start living in that purpose with confidence, with boldness, and with unwavering faith. The strongest chosen ones do not wait for the world's approval. They do not wait for circumstances to align perfectly before they act. They walk in faith, believing that God will make a way where there seems to be no way. They trust that He will lead them to the right people, the right places, and the right opportunities at the right time. And when the time comes for them to act, they move with confidence, knowing that they are walking in divine alignment with God's will. They know that their mission is too important to wait, too urgent to put off. This is your call to activation. It is time for you to rise up and walk in your purpose. No more holding back. No more waiting for the perfect moment. The moment is now. You have been chosen for this time, for this purpose, and for this mission. Your life has been set apart, and it is time for you to embrace that truth fully. Stop doubting your calling and start walking in it. Trust that God has equipped you with everything you need to fulfill your mission. You are not lacking. You are not insufficient. You are fully equipped, fully capable, and fully empowered by the Holy Spirit to walk out your divine assignment. So step forward, chosen one. Walk with purpose, walk with discernment, and walk with the confidence that comes from knowing that you are living in alignment with God's will. This is your moment. The prophecy over your life is coming to fruition, and it is time for you to step into the fullness of your calling. No more hesitation, no more doubt. It's time to move, to act, to live out the divine purpose for which you were born. You are the strongest chosen one, and the world is waiting for you to rise. Chosen one, the time has come for you to realize something profound. You are not an accident. You are not here by chance. Every moment of your life, every trial, every victory, every season of joy and sorrow has led you to this point. You were born with a purpose, and every single experience has been a part of God's divine plan to prepare you for the mission He set before you. It may not have always felt like preparation. At times, it may have seemed like an endless series of obstacles or setbacks. But in reality, every challenge, every hardship, has been the very thing that has shaped you into the powerful vessel you are today. You have been tempered in the fire, molded by the hands of God, and now you stand on the edge of a new season, ready to step fully into your calling. Understand this, chosen one. The struggles you have endured were not meaningless. They were not random. They were part of a greater plan. A plan that God has been working out in your life since before you were born. The pain, the confusion, the moments when you felt lost or abandoned, these were the very things that have prepared you to carry the mantle God has placed on your life. You have been through the fire, and you have come out stronger. You have been refined, purified, and now you are ready to walk in the fullness of the calling that has been destined for you since the beginning of time. You are a vessel chosen by God, and your life is no longer just your own. It has been set apart for something much greater than you could ever fully understand. Your mission is not a small one. It is not a mission that can be fulfilled by anyone else but you. God has equipped you with everything you need to fulfill this purpose, and now it is time for you to embrace it fully. From this moment forward, you are stepping into the activation of your divine calling. This is the moment where your purpose becomes real, where the things you have longed for, prayed for, and believed in finally begin to take shape. You are not just living for yourself anymore. You are living for something far greater, something that will impact lives, change destinies, and fulfill the will of God on earth. So, I speak this blessing over you now. May you recognize the divine purpose that is inside of you, the calling that has been placed on your life. May every part of your being align with God's will, and may you walk forward with confidence and clarity. The path ahead may not always be easy, but it is one that has been carefully crafted for you. Every step you take, every decision you make, will bring you closer to the fulfillment of God's plan. The trials you face will only make you stronger, and the victories you win will only be a testament to the power of God working through you. Know this, chosen one, you were made for this. The world may not understand your journey, and others may not recognize the weight of your calling, but heaven knows who you are. Heaven has been preparing you for such a time as this. You have been chosen, not because of anything you've done, but because of the divine purpose God has placed on your life. Your past, your mistakes, your struggles, none of them disqualify you. In fact, they have been the very thing that has qualified you for the work that lies ahead. God has been with you every step of the way, and He will continue to guide you as you step into the fullness of your calling. Now, I encourage you to embrace this mission fully. Stop second-guessing yourself. Stop doubting your worth, and stop waiting for the perfect moment. The time is now. The prophecy over your life is coming to fruition, and you have been equipped with everything you need to walk in the fullness of your purpose. Don't wait for someone else to tell you it's time. Don't wait for the world to validate you. You already have the approval of heaven. You are ready, and you are more than capable of stepping into the life you were meant to live. As you walk forward, remember this: your journey is far from over. This is just the beginning. The best is yet to come. Every step you take, every decision you make, will bring you closer to the person you were always meant to be. The prophecy that has been spoken over your life is not some distant dream. It is a reality that is unfolding before your eyes. As long as you continue to walk in faith and obedience, you will fulfill the divine purpose God has set for you. No matter the obstacles you face, no matter the setbacks or delays, know that God is with you. He has been with you every step of the way, and He will continue to guide you into the fullness of your destiny. So, I encourage you to walk boldly, to walk confidently, and to walk with the knowledge that you are not alone. Heaven is cheering you on, and every step you take brings you closer to the fulfillment of your divine calling. The road ahead may be long, and there may be moments of doubt or fear, but remember that you were made for this. You are equipped for this, and you will succeed because God has placed His hand upon your life. I declare over you now, you are not just surviving, you are thriving. You are walking into the purpose you were created for, and nothing will stop you from fulfilling it. The best is yet to come, and as you continue to walk in obedience, you will see the fulfillment of the promises that have been spoken over your life. From this moment on, let your steps be filled with purpose. Let your heart be filled with courage. and let your life be a living testimony of God's faithfulness and power. You are chosen, you are destined, and you are walking in the fullness of your divine purpose. Now, go forth in the confidence of knowing who you are and what you were born to do. Your journey has just begun, and the world is waiting for you to step into the calling that has been waiting for you all along. The time is now. Walk in it, embrace it, and let nothing stand in your way. You are the strongest chosen one, and you are ready to fulfill your divine purpose. The best is yet to come.